time to get the money and the power. Yeah. You been blaming me? You ain't got no reason to blame me. You must be mad at yourself or something. You know, it's like they say, blame stands for been lying and making excuses. All I talk is politics like a politician. I got 20s on 20s, can you see my vision? With precision I move forward. Can't be trapped by love, cause to me that's a prison. I know you say you love me, but we both know our future is already written. It's plain and simple, build up the brand. Can't stop until I'm finished, I hope you understand. Here we go. I can't be there all the time, I know you think I'm shady. I'm just out here making money, why you tryna blame me? Now you wanna throw a fit and drive me crazy. We supposed to be together, now you wanna blame me. Either way it go, I know you understand my grammar. I'ma keep on taking pictures in front of the camera, and when it's all said and done, we won't be together. Why you keep on blaming me? Cause I'm doing better.
There you go.
Cause I'm doing better.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You know what time it is. Good morning, Brother Val. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. Let's get this show started. All right, let's get this show started.
Yeah. Feel like I'm stuck in a cycle. It's like I'm stuck in time. It's like a curse, and I can't escape it. It's like deja vu. It's me.
Gotta get it all set up.
Deja vu when I'm running up these rats. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. Deja vu when I first class. It's like every week I gotta take out.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm on top of my game, head of the class. You can tell that I made it, look at my grass. Cars in the garage with tanks full of gas. I play the game so raw, I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, happy Thursday.
The algorithm. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Benjamin Franklin is my bestie.
Black Diamond, I see ya. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes the Zeus hater.
Got a lot of confidence
Right here.
and I'm conceited. Call me the master with a new whip. I'ma
There it
take
goes.
off in a spaceship.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's live in a couple of days.
Yes.
Shit was radical.
Right here.
Very radical.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
It's like deja vu.
Good
It's
morning.
like deja vu.
Zeus has gone way off the
It's
rails.
like deja vu.
It hurts every time.
It's like deja vu.
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Thunderdome. We are once again meeting, and you know exactly why we are here, because there's so many things going on in this great country of ours, but it takes everyday Americans like you and I to save it from you know who. But before we get started with that, let's take care of some housekeeping items. For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. You know what? I'll get into that in just a second. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I'm honest. I'm the most honest person on social media. There's nobody more honest than me. All right. You might as well pretend like my hands are resting on a stack of Bibles, to be quite honest. All right. The second H is, well, because I'm humble. Listen, if I get it wrong, honestly, I will apologize. All right. Now, just because your feelings are hurt, that does not mean I owe you an apology. All right. But if I did do something that is very wrong, I definitely have no problem issuing an apology, because to me, apologizing really isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. All right. And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am and will always remain, you've guessed it, the most handsome. All right. Many of you know, oh, look at that. I have the Russian bear is here. All right, we'll talk about that in just a sec. Now, many of you know exactly what we do over here on this side of TikTok. What we do is very, very special. We hold those on the right who are compromised, those so-called Christians, those so-called folks out there that love to say they're out here protecting the children, but even though they're not, because they voted for Donald Trump, who we all know is harming children every single day with the way he's implementing these executive orders. We hold these people accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds, as well as their crimes. All right. And that means there's going to be an overwhelming, and I do mean this seriously, an overwhelming amount of truth coming out of this broadcast that is designed to basically electrocute. That's a good way to put it. Electrocute like that the MAGA minds, and to hopefully get these people to wake up and realize they're on their way straight to hell. All right. And so listen up. Do we have any Trump supporters out there? Any Trump supporters out there? Oh, I see one right there. And they know exactly who they are. All right. I'm going to give you an opportunity of a lifetime. And you know exactly who you are. Why don't you go on and start your own live and bring up all those MAGA demons you surround yourselves with, all right? Because y'all could go over there and lie amongst yourselves like a rug. You lie like a rug, right? But over here, that won't be tolerated, all right? And so if you don't want me to ruin your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner, and everything in between, do us all a huge, huge favor and leave this live, all right? Because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable for you, all right? But get this, you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Well, oh, I saw that, Kabira. I saw what you said. They're saying the stock market isn't doing so good. And I definitely think we need to go ahead and address all of this. Ladies and gentlemen, we are dealing with arguably the most incompetent, most corrupt administration to ever exist in the entire history of the United States of America. George Washington is literally turning around in his grave. Abraham Lincoln, you name it, Dwight Eisenhower, Woodrow Wilson, all of them are turning around in their graves going, how on earth did we allow our country to be destroyed by this person? So yesterday, we all saw Donald Trump blink. How many of you knew Donald Trump was going to blink out there? How many of you honestly knew he had no other choice but to blink? I did a live yesterday, and didn't I call it? I said, and I played the clip from Bruce Lee. I said, there's a difference between a karate punch and then a kung fu punch. And China gave Donald Trump seriously, and not just China, all these other countries. And so yesterday, these Trump supporters had the audacity to get on TikTok, get on X, go everywhere they spread their lies and try to act like somehow this is some sort of victory lap. It's not a victory lap, MAGA. This is, to me, a terrible sign of how manipulated you all are. He took away everything Joe Biden gave you, and you were ungrateful when Biden gave it to you. And then he gave you a little bit back, and you all turned around and just said, oh, well, you know what? We're doing a lot better now. You're not doing any better, honestly, you Trump supporters. And so with that being said, I had decided, you know what we're going to do? We're going to give you an example, MAGA, of how Donald Trump continues to play you all. And you all get on social media every day and repeat the lies as though they are truth. And then you like to go around and blame the Democrats. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I got a story to share with you. And it's something you all remember. You all believe Donald Trump is tough on those borders and that he should use the Alien Enemies Act to do these mass deportations, right? You all heard, you hear these stories coming out. Oh, we went and got this person. Oh, we went and got that person, right? So I'm going to take you guys all back. Let's go back in time, ladies and gentlemen, because a lie has just been exposed. And this is, to me, this is worthy of the Lake of Fire treatment. All right, now remember a few weeks ago when Signalgate was getting out of hand and Donald Trump needed a major distraction. All right, he needed a huge distraction to get people to stop talking about Pete Hegseth. All right, because they know what they did. They put Americans at risk with that. So they came out with this story about MS-13. You all remember this story? You all remember this story that him and Pam Bondi came out with about MS-13 and how they caught some very, very tough person in where did they catch this person? Now they said somewhere in Virginia. Oh, Woodbridge. So I'm going to remind you of this story, and we'll get this on the record because there's an update to this story.
We have federal officials, state officials, and local officials all sent details.
Thank
Let's
you for
listen
being
in.
here.
This is Pam Bondi.
We have been out since about 4:30 this morning. The great men and women of law enforcement have been working on this operation for days and probably weeks. Early this morning, one of the top leaders of MS-13 was apprehended. He was the leader for the East Coast, one of the top 3 in the entire country.
Oh.
Right here in Virginia,
Oh.
living half an hour outside of Washington, D.C. He is an illegal alien from El Salvador, and he will not be living in our country much longer. He's in custody this morning. One of the top leaders right here near our nation's capital. I just cannot thank Governor Youngkin enough for his leadership in this effort. This has been a joint effort with state and local agencies.
Y'all heard that? Y'all heard that? And when this story came out, I was right here, the first one on TikTok to say, this makes absolutely no sense. Who is this person? Pam? Who is this person? And we never really knew who this person was. And I just knew these people were all doing whatever they could to distract the American people from Signalgate. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have an update this morning about this so-called person, all right? And this is the update. Let me go ahead and get this on the record. And this is definitely worthy of Lake of Fire, all right? We're going to get an update on this, all right? Let's see. Let's pay the bills real quick, all right? Give me a quick second. And I want you to listen to this, all right?
A new motion to drop the charges against a Prince William County man accused of being an MS-13 gang leader. So in the last hour, we've confirmed the United States is moving to dismiss the charges against Henry Villatoro Santos. Federal authorities have said Santos was in the country illegally from El Salvador. We will keep you updated to see if that motion is.
So they're trying to withdraw the case now. And he's not even in the gang they were trying to say he was. None of it was true, MAGA. Look at this. I'm going to play it again. You can go look it up.
To drop the charges against a Prince William County man accused of being an MS-13 gang leader. So in the last hour, we've confirmed the United States is moving to dismiss the charges against Henry Villatoro Santos. Federal authorities have said Santos was in the country illegally from El Salvador. We will keep you updated to see if that motion is accepted.
Wow. Think about all the waste, fraud, and abuse that Donald Trump's government just engaged in, MAGA. Millions of dollars went into this lie, only to go into the courtroom and say, Your Honor, we would like to request that we withdraw this entire charade. It was all a ruse for Donald Trump to get his base excited and distracted about this and take their attention off of the incompetence of Pete Hegseth. So, number one, W Zeus in the chat. W Zeus in the chat. Because I've been trying my hardest to explain to these Trump supporters, Donald Trump he's a master manipulator. He can manipulate you into believing anything. And this is just another example. And there's more. Believe me, there's more. But guess what? It's time for judgment as well, MAGA. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and warm up the Lake of Fire. All right? And you know what this sound is. Hey, MAGA. If there are any Trump supporters out there right now still believing in Donald Trump and his lies, even though I just proved to you that he's been lying about these mass deportations and making up cases against people to get you worked up. You know what I say, go straight to hell. else I got to do, ladies and gentlemen? Make no mistake. I knew I had to do this. All right. Normally, I don't like to do things and say things about people on TikTok, but there's this knucklehead on TikTok. His name is Joe Pags. Y'all know who this knucklehead is? This knuckle dragger. Yeah. I was sent to his live yesterday, and all I gotta say is this. He invites me up, and then he says, "What's your name?" And I said, "Zeus, aka Triple A." Oh, and then he drops me, "I don't want to know that. I will never call you Zeus." And I said, "You know what?" And he said, "You know what, Zeus? Do me a rap, Zeus." He said, "Zeus, I'm giving you an opportunity of a lifetime to spit a rhyme on my show." And I looked at his show and I said, "Joe, knock it off. Seriously. I would never ever spit a rhyme for you Trump supporters. The only thing I got for MAGA is Lake of Fire, all right? Because you're not worthy of my bars, all right? W. Rick in the chat. So let me go ahead and get this on the record to the Trump supporters. When I show up in your spaces, you should consider it an honor, because it's not just about me. It's about the people that I actually go in there with. And a lot of you get out here and you get in there and you get in the trenches with me, and we shut down the misinformation and disinformation in record time. But I wanted to say this to Joe and anybody else like him. If you're still on that ship, because you know what he was doing. He was telling the people in his live, and they were all clapping, Donald Trump is a genius with these tariffs. Oh, this country had a high tariff, and that country had a high tariff, and we've been getting ripped off. And what we've just done is the art of the deal. And I said, but who pays the tariff, Joe? Oh, the businesses pay it. Nice try, Joe. But what are the businesses going to do when that tariff comes? Oh, they're going to pass it on to the consumer. Well, they don't got to pass it on to the consumer. See, he was arguing with me in the comment section. And I just wanted to let him know, stop lying to the American people. Americans all over the country, Joe, know people are ultimately, the consumer is ultimately going to pay the tariffs. All right. And because you did not want me to release that truth on your platform, that's fine. I said, you know what? I'll release it here on my platform. All right. And Joe, I got a rhyme for your behind. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and send Joe. No, nothing else needed to say. And you can screen record this and send it to him. I honestly don't care. He's a terrible human being at the end of the day for lying to the people. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. Let's send him straight to hell. All right, yeah. Now y'all could go run and tell him that. All right. The next thing I wanted to do, I told you all, I really do try to be civil, but when you're the nasty person, we gotta address it the way we gotta address it. The next thing I want to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I want to get this on the record. All right. Now, the stock market did something very terrible as a result of those blanket tariffs, right? You know what they did, right? And I think it's time to expose it for what it was. Lawrence O'Donnell, I got to give him credit, because I really do believe Lawrence O'Donnell has his finger on the pulse when it comes to the crimes that we all just watched happen with the stock market. All right. And I'm not going to play the entire thing, but I got to get enough of it out there so that you all understand why a lot of Americans all over this country, we have a lot of questions and concerns about all of a sudden that jump the stock market made right before Donald Trump made that post on his social media platform, Lie Central.
I was in the New York Times headline today when Trump backed down, as predicted exactly 24 hours ago on this program. I mean, I didn't say it was going to be today. I didn't know that. But I did say the only way this was going to end, the only way was with Donald Trump backing down in the next few days, I suggested last night, or in a few months. The moron, as Elon Musk calls him, was nowhere to be seen in the media opportunities at the White House surrounding the great event of Donald Trump backing down today. Donald Trump's tariff advisor, Peter Navarro, was reportedly not in the room in the Oval Office when Donald Trump was composing his tweet that would revive the stock market today. But Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent was.
Yeah.
And it was the Treasury Secretary standing alone beside the White House press secretary in the White House driveway for the dramatic televised version of the announcement heard around the world today. In what turned out to be the biggest media day of the year at the Trump White House, Elon Musk was nowhere to be seen.
Hey, I see Gregory Gregory is in my comment section, and he's getting triggered by this truth coming out. Hey, Gregory, and this goes out to all of you Trump supporters.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S.,
Okay,
if you're
Greg.
complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back
Thank
if you
you.
want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Thank you, Lady Boss Monet. W's in the chat for Lady Boss. Gregory, do us all a favor, brother. I get it. I'm an overwhelming person for you to deal with. All right. You wake up every day and you do like this. Is it real? Is what Zeus doing and saying, is he really like that? Hey, Gregory, I'm really like that, bro. All right. You ain't never seen a brother like me. It's like I've been telling you, I'm a swaggarian. What's a swaggarian, Gregory? It's a barbarian with swag, and that's me. So continue. Let's continue on, Gregory. You're more than welcome to come up here and get it out. All right. As long as you're respectful, we'll address it.
Elon Musk was silent today about the biggest news that Donald Trump has made in his presidency. Donald Trump backing down from his trade war was even bigger news than Donald Trump starting his trade war. And Elon Musk was silent about what Donald Trump did today. Yesterday, Elon Musk was calling Donald Trump's chief tariff advisor, Peter Navarro, a moron and saying that he was, quote, dumber than a sack of bricks. And then, of course, apologizing for insulting bricks. Yesterday, Elon Musk was enlisting his little brother to attack Peter Navarro.
I didn't know this.
And Donald Trump about the Trump tariffs directly. But today, Elon Musk was silent.
Oh.
But Kimball Musk was not silent. Kimball Musk, as we have reported to you, is Elon Musk's younger brother, who is a wholly owned subsidiary of Elon Musk and a member of the Tesla board, which means he is unlikely to ever say a word publicly that his older brother and boss does not.
I didn't even know Elon had a brother. I really didn't. And it's not because I wasn't, I just didn't care about it, to be quite honest. But now that I understand that his brother got involved with this, I said, oh, okay, this definitely. And if you look it up, ladies and gentlemen, just go look up which companies would benefit from Donald Trump doing these tariffs that tank the market. All right. And you'll find out Tesla's right up there.
And I mean word for word. At 9:47 a.m., a little more than 3 hours before Donald Trump announced that he was backing down,
Here's the crime.
Kimball Musk attacked directly by name J.D. Vance and Donald Trump on Twitter. Kimball Musk identified a tweet by J.D. Vance saying, "It's bizarre to see all the limousine socialists screech desperately for dependence on Chinese supply chains and inflated equities. Wow. The Musk brothers and Tesla are entirely dependent on Chinese supply chains."
Wow.
And so Kimball Musk replied to J.D. Vance saying, "Republicans for higher prices. How about that? This Trump tariff tax has driven prices for everyday goods through the roof. J.D. Vance, I read your book. It's good. I think you'd have more sympathy for your community's cost of living. Inflation sucks for everyone, but it especially hits our underserved communities the most." And
so what Lawrence O'Donnell is doing is he's reading, his name is Kimball Musk, and it's a Kimbal Musk. Go read this tweet. Directly going after the Trump administration. Camara, wow, lady, wow, y'all love me that much? Wow. It's so much truth coming out, but we have to. The crime has already been exposed, MAGA.
all know how much the Musk brothers worry about our underserved communities who cannot afford to buy Teslas. So there's the Musk team at 9:47 a.m. calling it the Trump tariff tax.
Ooh.
And saying J.D. Vance and Donald Trump are now the leaders of Republicans for higher prices.
Wow.
Why did Elon Musk shy away from the Twitter battle this morning? When did Elon Musk know that his stock price was going to start climbing back up today because Donald Trump was going to announce that he was backing down?
Wow.
The potential for insider trading on that information today was unlimited. Donald Trump all but admitted that it was in the middle of the night last night that the bond market scare made him realize that his time was up.
Actually, the bond markets that persuaded you to reverse
I
course.
was watching the bond market. The bond market is very tricky. I was watching it, but if you look at it now, it's beautiful. The bond market right now is beautiful. But yeah, I saw last night where people were getting a little queasy.
Of course, he doesn't actually understand the bond market. They weren't getting a little queasy.
Get him, Lawrence.
It was panic, justifiable panic. And the president's morning TV diet didn't help.
This is the premium Garmin Duffel 45
Hold on. I mean, the way he lays this case out, guilty.
Did you speak with anyone? You know, Jamie Dimon? Did you speak with anyone?
Well, I watched Jamie Dimon on Maria Bartiromo's show this morning, and he was very good.
Here's what Donald Trump heard the head of JP Morgan Chase, Jamie Dimon, tell him this morning about what was coming if he didn't back down.
Back down.
How significant would you expect that? Do you personally expect a recession?
I am going to defer to my economist at this point, but I think probably that's a likely outcome.
It's not fake news.
Markets, I mean, when you see a 2,000 point decline, it sort of feeds on itself, doesn't it? Because it makes you feel like you're losing money in your 401k, you're losing money in your pension.
So imagine Donald Trump with all those White House breakfast pastries spread out in front of him, watching James